Howdy and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with police during your standard traffic stop. Before we go any further, I want to tell you this. Most cops, they're not assholes. However, they deal with them on a daily basis. How you hold yourself and how you handle this conversation and interaction with the police officer is going to go a long way. If you show them respect, and you are kind and courteous to them, more often than not, they will typically return the favor. Let's get started. You see those blue and red lights behind you, might be a good idea to go ahead and put those flashers or those hazards on just to let that officer know, hey, I see ya. I'm going to start to find a place to pull off. When you find a place to pull off, you need to find a place that is safe both for you and the officer. Pulling off of the freeway into a parking lot and getting out of traffic is a pretty good idea. I was talking to a couple police officers and I kind of threw out, hey, I think one of the reasons why a lot of people kind of pull off into the shoulder of a major freeway is because they think if they drive far enough, they're going to get them with, evading a police officer or whatnot. That's not the case. They would actually prefer you to pull off and move into a much safer area both for you and for them. Pulling off onto the shoulder isn't necessarily a bad idea. Just make sure that there is enough of a shoulder for the cop to safely get out and conduct his business with you. Next, no sudden movements. When a cop pulls you over and he's sitting behind you, he's actually looking through your rear windshield and kind of seeing what you're doing. If you're trying to fumble through stuff, or whatnot. So he kind of has an idea of what you're trying to do. So no sudden movements. And it's also when the officer approaches your car, we need to make sure that we have our hands on the wheel. Also be a good idea to roll down your driver's side window. If it's at night, go ahead and turn on your interior lights. That way the cop can see you and see that you're not trying to do anything shady. Let's move on. Have your driver's license and your concealed carry license ready to go to the officer. Even if you don't give him your concealed carry license, when he runs your driver's license number, he can see if you got one or not. So it'd be a good idea to go ahead and hand that to him. If you're one of those sovereign citizen types where you don't feel that you are under the law, then do what you're going to do. Nothing I'm going to say is going to change your mind anyway. So you do you, man. Any other questions that the officer has, I want to put the ball in his court. I don't want to offer up any free information such as, hey, I have a gun. If you do that, that could be considered as a threat and might be dealt with accordingly. So put the ball in his court. Police officers are trained to ask the questions that they need to ask in order to get the information that they need to do their job. So let him ask those questions. So if when you hand him your driver's license and your license to carry, and the officer says, sir or ma'am, do you have a gun on you? Yes, sir, I do. Well, where is it? Sir, I'm carrying it at the appendix, or I've got it on my hip. Most of the time, the officer will say, cool, go ahead and keep it on you. Just keep your hands where they're at, and I'll be right back. Remember, guys, cops deal with assholes every day. If you show them respect and courtesy, for the most part, they will return that favor. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Remember, put the officer's safety first. If you're kind and courteous to them, more often than not, they will return the favor. Yeah, there are bad cops out there, but they are few and far between. Thanks again, guys. Remember, be safe, be smart, be skilled. We'll catch you on the next video. Most officers that I've encountered when I've gotten pulled over, because I have a little bit of a speeding problem, they're really, really cool when you Now, if you're one of those sovereign citizen people where you're being a dick to the officers and you put that piece of paper up by the window, Merry Christmas to you.